Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the live. I'm going to light a candle for us this evening. Got some big old matches. I bought one of those electronic lighters and it fell apart. So I'm like, good old trusted matches is good enough. So I'm just going to set this right here for us. Okay. All right. So take a minute, just a moment, just to breathe and settle myself. Okay, so from the title, you see, this happened to me. That's what I'm going to talk about. And we're going to talk about healing pain that you no longer feel, but that you still remember. Healing pain that you no longer feel, but still remember. Okay. So some things have been whispering in my soul. And I wanted to know, I thought about something happened and I thought about remembering the pain. Hey, Marilyn. Hello, my love. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I wasn't feeling pain from the thing that happened in the past, but the memory was the pain. Okay, so let me see if I'm explaining this well. Yeah, so I had some questions going on. This particular pain, the pain that I was going through over the last few weeks was multi-layered, right? But one part of it was the memories of past pain. So I wasn't hurting. The past thing was not hurting anymore, but I remembered the pain and that became the new pain. Okay, at least one layer of the new pain. So a new experience that I had triggered those memories, and a floodgate of tears opened up. Tears. So one of the questions I asked was, how do you heal when remembering the pain is the pain? How do you move healthily through the world when new experiences unearth old memories? So what? Every time I have a new similar experience or something, I'm going to be remembering that pain? I was like, that's kind of a lot. And if I wasn't scared about pain before, I'm definitely scared now if I have to live with always remembering the pain of the pain. Prophet Mother, my love. She is here. Oh, welcome, sis. I'm trying to explain this thing, and I'm trying to not rely too much on my script also. So, how do you healthily move through the world when new experiences on earth, memories of old pain. And here's what I figured out. Uh, Something happened to me recently. By the way, big up yourself and welcome to another episode of the Big Up Yourself Show. If you are new here, I invite you to subscribe and please do turn on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a live, when I upload a video or go live. And if you're returning, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. Glad to see you, Prophet Mother and Marilyn. Please remember to press the thumbs up icon and please leave a comment. Comments are gold. All right, thank you. So something happened to me recently that broke my heart. Okay, broke me. Oh, I'm smiling now. I'm smiling now because I did the work, right? But something happened that broke me, reduced me to tears, anguish, tears for weeks. And it brought back memories of a similar thing that happened in the past. So, processing the new pain caused me to touch the memories of the old pain, and I cried and I cried and I cried for weeks. Like, right? I feel like I have become more sensitive. The more spiritually awakened I become is the more sensitive I become. Like I'm feeling more. So I'm actually crying more. Nowadays, I cry at the drop of a hat. And I used to be the person that said, oh, I don't cry. Anyway, so I was crying over this new situation. And I thought I was breaking. I thought the thing had come to break me. Right? So crying over the new thing, but then I was also crying over the memory of the old thing. I wasn't crying because the old thing was painful still. It was the memory, remembering that woman, this woman, had gone through that thing. So I was crying for that woman of the past, right? So I was dealing with a compounded emotional upset, layers and layers of upset and processing. And so I cried. And see, here's my truth. Here's my truth. One of the reasons why the crying and the upset kind of surprised me. I had been living my life purposely trying to avoid pain because I'm a person who has survived a lot of pain, okay? And by pain, I mean, I know you're already thinking this might be a romantic pain. Pain can come from any aspect of life, right? Any kind of loss can cause pain and anguish, cause your tears. So I was, going through my life trying to not feel. And you get to a point where you thought you had healed a certain thing, and you thought you had gotten past feeling certain feelings, right? You endured so much pain before that you thought that you were done hurting at this stage in your life. So you set up yourself in such a way that you don't allow yourself to feel. And your defenses are thick and strong, right? And that's what you thought. You thought you had built up defenses, and then something comes and bulldozes its way through those defenses and break break through, and tears is the way that your body helps to release. And speaking of release, you realize at some point during the tears that you're not exactly breaking. You are actually releasing. Okay? Releasing. And you are healing now from the past forward. Woo! Healing is hard work, okay? We know that. So you're processing the current thing, and you're crying. And the crying is you releasing the pain of the current thing and also the pain of the memory of the past thing. So you're hurting from the past forward, and you understand that this is healing that needed to happen right now, okay? Because the baggage that you were carrying from the past, you needed to put it down. It was hindering your progress. It was making your journey more difficult. It was too heavy for you to continue carrying. And where you're headed, those bags, there was just no room for them. So we think that hurt and pain come to destroy us. And then we realize it's just another layer of healing that it invites, that it activates. So the thing of the past doesn't hurt, but the memories do. And the memories, as the song goes, don't leave like people do. Right? And how do you actually heal a memory that still stings? Well, we might want to, when we remember these things, we hope, we wish, we pray that we could erase them, that the memories would disappear, but they don't, right? So the thing is, when you're processing pain from memories, you don't erase them, you reprocess them. Okay? So you had to process them back when things were happening. And now they're still here as psychological scars. So you have to reprocess. And the scars you learn are not signs of injury, but scars are signs of healing. That's what scars do. Okay? Once you've healed enough to some extent, then the scars come. Kind of like it marks that spot. Isn't that something? I was thinking about all this and thinking about this scar that I have right here. You can hardly see it anymore. Wow. Right here. And how did I get that scar? Now, I got that scar through an extremely violent event. I could have died. This scar was made by that part of a gun, that round part. What do you call that part? I don't even know. But a gun was used to bash me right here. And then I have other scars here. Yeah. So now, when that happened, there was pain. I can think of this event now, and I don't feel the pain of the past event, and I also don't feel the pain of the memory of that event, right? Of that traumatic event. I don't recall. I am not feeling pain from remembering it. But the thing that happened recently caused me to remember a similar past thing, and that memory was painful. So even though the wound closed and the danger had passed and I survived, the surface still remembered where the pain once lived. Okay? So the memories are like scars. And since you can't erase them, what you want to do is process them. Process those scars as wisdom, because you learn, right? You learn through the healing process. So you process those scars as wisdom and not as wounds. Because what if you could, in fact, erase the memory? It wouldn't be just that memory that you erased, the way things are set up. You would be erasing good memories also. You don't want to forget the good things, right? Because even while that traumatic thing was happening, there were some good things happening simultaneously, or right after, or right before, or at any point. If you erase some of your memory, trying to erase painful memories, you also erase some good memories. So the goal is not to erase the memory, but to remove the pain from the memory. Because right now, the memory still carries a certain charge. It's still potent to some degree. All right. So you want to try to remove. It's like a live wire. You want to ground it. You want to remove the current from it. Right? And it does not mean you're going to forget. Healing does not mean forgetting. Healing means I can remember it, but it no longer controls my body, my breath, my decisions, or my identity. When you get to that point, then you're experiencing emotional freedom. So how do you actually heal memory that still stings. You don't erase it, you reprocess it. And here is how I processed my memories that were triggered by a recent heartbreak. I have 5 little points. Okay. Yeah, I told you I did the work. Number 1, you want to remove the emotional charge from the memory. That is, you want to remove like the life from the memory, the part that is still active and alive, the electrical current that memory still carries. You want to remove that. And these are some ways that can happen. There's EFT tapping, right? And these methods of healing most likely require a therapist, right? We so appreciate your vulnerability in sharing this with us. Sis, they call me truth teller. They call me truth teller. They call me outspoken. I guess I am anointed to be transparent like that. So anyway, so you can talk to your therapist about EFT tapping, EMDR. It's another method. Breath work helps remove the sting. Somatic grounding. That's powerful. One of my favorite is that I recently learned about is heart coherence practices. Heart coherence, when you slow the heart rate down through focused breathing, and you attach a good memory or a positive feeling to the breath work. Oh, I love that. I love that. Then there is narrative reframe therapy, and then there's inner child dialogue, inner child therapy. That one's a hard one. But it is so helpful, so healing to go visit your inner child. These practices help your brain file the memory as past instead of present. Brain spotting, yes, brain spotting. And Prophet Mother is good at brain spotting. Absolutely. That definitely is one powerful way to remove the sting from the memory. Absolutely. Thanks for reminding me about that. Yeah. So right now your body still reacts as if the memory is current. But when you practice these healing methods, the healing makes the memory neutral, so it doesn't hurt you anymore. And then number 2, you want to separate the identity from the event. And a lot of suffering comes from not only the memory, but from us saying, this happened to me, so this is who I am. We place the blame on ourselves. We devalue ourselves. We take on the identity of the thing that happened to us. It is hard for us to separate ourselves from what happened to us, right? So when you're healing teaches you that this happened to me, but it is not me. The thing that happened to you is not you. Okay. And so that um, separates you, the person, from the thing that happened and frees up your future. Today, I did a 5-minute affirmation. I recorded myself doing a 5 minutes of I am affirmations, right? To build my sense of self, to build my confidence in myself. And I did that with healing light therapy. So that's another way that you can take the sting out of the memories and separate you from the thing that happened. And number 3, rewire the meaning that you assign to the memory. You know, when things happen, we are the ones who make what happened mean what it means, right? Loving these suggestions. Thank you. Thank you, sis. Yeah. So you want to rewire the meaning that you assign to the memory, because the pain comes from the interpretation and not just the event alone. So healing rewires the internal message from I wasn't enough, I wasn't protected, something is wrong with me. I wasn't chosen, I was passed over, I was overlooked because I was not enough, right? I didn't make the cut. I didn't get that promotion. I wasn't approved for that loan. I wasn't approved for that home. I missed that flight. Whatever it is, right? And you internalize the event and you make it mean that you're not good enough. Oh, I'm so stupid, I didn't get to the airport on time. So rewiring the meaning takes you from I wasn't enough, I wasn't protected, something is wrong with me, to I survived, which is powerful. I survived. To survive means to live on and prosper. People rush past survival, saying, oh, it's not enough to survive. And you got to move from surviving to thriving and all this thing. But surviving, once you survive, you're always a survivor, right? Being a survivor is a powerful state to be in. You made it. You lived on. Okay? And from I wasn't protected, I wasn't enough, something's wrong with me, you move to I survived, I'm stronger, I learned my boundaries. No one protected me when I should have been protected, but now I have learned my boundaries. Through the heartbreak that happened to me recently, I absolutely learned my boundaries. I had violated my own boundaries, but I had opportunity to build them better. Okay. So what happened to me shaped my wisdom, not my wound. And that is the alchemy. That is when you take the negative thing and transmute it into something beautiful and positive. So the thing that came to hurt me has taught me wisdom. Okay. Number 4, how do you move through the world when the new experience unearths the old pain? Oh, Marilyn has the magnetic woman reset ritual up here. in 5 minutes. Yes, you can do a 5-minute reset to clear some emotional blockages. Yeah. So how do you move through the world when new experiences unearth old pain? And here's an answer that will change you. The triggers, like I experienced recently, are not signs that you haven't healed. The triggers are invitations to heal a little deeper. And that is so true in my case. There was more that needed to be healed relating to that situation, that event. Because we said before, healing happens in layers. So you think you heal on that part, but you realize that there's another part connected to that also needs to be addressed, right? So when something stirs an old scar, first of all, you just want to pause, right? Your natural reaction is to cry and lose it. But how about in the midst of that, you pause, literally, and place your hand over your heart and breathe into your body and tell yourself, this is past, not present. We're talking about healing the memories, right? The memory is attached to something from the past, not the present. Put your hand on your heart, breathe into your body, and say, this is past, not present. And let your nervous system reset and catch up to the fact that that was in the past and you're safe now. And what this does is it strengthens you. It does not weakens you. And 5, now here's the big part. And it's my favorite part. The part that helped me release the pang of that memory. Build a self that is larger than the memory. Build a self that is larger than the memory. Because when your present identity grows, your past loses power. When your present identity grows, your past loses power. The identity of the past. Why are the lights flickering like that? I'm sorry. Well, let's do without that light for today. Where was I? So when your identity grows, your past loses power, right? When the original you returns, when you get past all that crying and anguish, the ancestors celebrating. Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you, ancestors, and thank you, Prophet Mother. So when you pause from the anguish, and the original you returns, the wounded you shrinks. The wounded you shrinks. A strong A strong rooted identity makes old wounds lose oxygen. A strong rooted, did I say strong rooted? Strong rooted identity makes old wounds lose oxygen. So return to the original you. And how do you do that? And I'm actually offering a 1-hour original you homecoming ritual ceremony. Right now, in December, we have 3 dates. It's an original you homecoming ritual that we will do for 1 hour. When you are fully connected to the original you, the you that existed before the pain, before overwhelm, before the injury, before the wound, before exhaustion, before self-criticism, before the world began bashing you, memories or anything has no control over you. There it is. There it is. Marilyn has put it up on screen for us, and it's also in the description box. As the original you could be sleeping under a bridge and still not lose your self-value. You could lose everything and everyone and still not lose your self-value if you're standing firmly inside the original you. So the homecoming ceremony is something that I'm offering to help us return to the original self, which is what I had to do to be able to get past the current heartbreak and the memories of the past heartbreak. So this homecoming ceremony is ancestral, is grounding, it's restorative. And it's something that you can use for at any point in your life, right? Right now, with the holidays coming up, a lot of us lose ourselves in the rush. Yeah. In all the activities, everything that goes along with the holiday season. I know some people who don't like Christmas and it's interesting. The reason they don't like Christmas is because of all the shopping they have to do at Christmas time. And do you have to do all that shopping? No, you don't. That's when you're not attached or sitting firmly in the original you. You feel like you have to do all the things that society lays out for you to do. So this homecoming ceremony is ancestral, grounding, restorative. It's for women whose spirit is tired and whose heart is heavy and whose ancestors are calling her back home. And you should consider this ceremony a soul spa treatment. A spa treatment for the soul. We pay attention to everything else and forget our soul. That our soul needs our attention too, and where everything begins anyway. So come to the ceremony and let ancestors put their hands on your back and lead you back to your center. It's a deeply healing and restorative and transformational ceremony. It's not a class. Okay? It's not something else you have to do. It's beautiful healing, soul nourishing healing that takes place. And you'll leave feeling more connected to your ancestors. Okay, what's happening? I completely disappeared from the screen. Are you guys still there? Are you guys still there? What is happening? Okay. All right. So I'm frozen. All right. I'm almost done anyway. StreamYard is doing something crazy. The screens are black. The screens are black from my end. All right. So you leave feeling more connected to your ancestors, a calmer nervous system, grounded and steady, so you can think again and find quiet within again. Okay. All right, Marilyn. And some of us process too much on our own. We process too much alone, right? We don't have a strong enough support system. We don't have sisters that we can call on when life gets heavy. In a ceremony like this, you leave with sisters that you can start to build that support system with. So there are 3 dates. Click the link in the description box that Marilyn has put on the screen. There are 3 dates. Pick a date and come join us in the Original You homecoming ceremony. There is no better gift to give yourself this holiday season than the gift of you. So sign up and let's do this. Okay, one thing before I close. Okay, I see. So you see me on the left, but not on the big screen. Wow, that's crazy. All right. When I'm done here, I'm going to try some. I'm going to ask you guys to stay and let me try something and see if it's something that I did. Okay, so let's do a 60-second technique to neutralize old pain, right? 60 seconds. Step 1, place your hand over your heart in the center of the chest. This heart, the energetic heart we're talking about, not on the left, right? In the center. Place your hand there, right? And this signals to your nervous system that I am here and I am safe. Breathe in for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. And what this does is it turns off the survival response. So breathe in for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. Oh, just doing that makes me feel so much calmer. Do that as often as you need to. Step 3, you just want to say, this happened to me. This is not me. This happened to me. This is not me. Now, notice where the memory sits in your body. Is it in your chest, your stomach, your throat? Notice where it is and don't judge it, just witness it. And step 5, you exhale and say, I release the body from holding what the mind has already survived. I release the body from holding what the mind has already survived. Very powerful, very grounding. And then just take 2 grounding breaths. And that's it. You're done. You're done. In 60 seconds, you've separated identity from event. You've moved the memory out of emotional charge, and you signal to the original you that you're ready to come home, right? So these memories, you don't need to erase a thing. You just need to integrate. You need a return to the original you. Your memories can stay, but the pain inside the memories won't. Your past becomes a story and not a cage. And your scars become wisdom and not wounds. All right. I want to thank you for joining me this evening. Thank you for holding me as I became a little vulnerable. I appreciate it. Go and mind your business and mind your soul. See you next week. Now, Marilyn, and thank you. Ooh, I love that. Oh, but wait a minute. That's not showing. You're welcome. Thank you, sisters and our ancestors. Yes, tell your stories. Absolutely. I am actually now that we're done, you guys, I'm actually trying to see if I can troubleshoot what happened with the black screen. That is crazy. Okay, so I can't. So I'm just going to close. I'm going to close and then I'll get with StreamYard about that. All right, guys, thank you so much for being with me this evening. Bless you.